Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tizzer and today we are breaking down the main card of UFC 308. Now, as you guys know, I've been away from my YouTube channel for a very long time, and it's frankly because not because like I can't do it or anything. I can always fit in time to make a quick video, but the UFC's just been so boring recently and I had no motivation to make a video. Dead card after dead card, but who cares? Because we're here now. We're at a really good card, and this has really reignited my passion for the sport. I'm only going to be doing the main card. Not to say that the prelims aren't that good, and obviously a bit of a weird layout today, so I do apologize for that. But it's literally because I can't load up the UFC's website. It's like glitching right now, so they don't have no fighter details on the card displayed, which is really annoying. But so we're just gonna have to bear with topology, but it could be worse. But no, we'll get right into this. I'm gonna go from the bottom of the card to the top. Obviously, Lerone Murphy, Dan Ige first, and then Ilia Topuria will be at the end, and everyone in between in the middle. Here we go. Lerone Murphy versus Dan Ige. I'm going for Lerone. I've got like 65% confidence in this pick. I don't think Lerone is particularly amazing, but Dan Ige is also not particularly amazing. But Lerone is neat, and that's kind of what matters, because you see crazy people like Landwehr fight Ige, they lose, and yeah, he's just kind of boring. Boring people tend to do well against Ige. If you brawl with him, you'll probably lose because he picks his shots well. He's actually, like, Ige's decent, but he's quite beatable. I think, like, if you game plan correctly for him, you'll beat him. And Lerone Murphy, I think, is a pretty good style matchup to beat him. Look for him to just calf kick at range. Ige's stance is fairly wide. He's also short. What is Lerone Murphy doing? He fights like once a year. This is a quick turnaround for him because he beat Barboza recently, but he's undefeated, so like it's kind of hype, but like he's like 33, I think. So like, how is his manager not said, Lerone, mate, you won't have enough money to retire, like you haven't fought enough, so this guy better have a crazy like year, because he's going to be out of his prime in like a year, because he'll be like nearly the same age as Volkanovski was when his career came crashing down. So yeah, rest in peace, Volk's career, by the way, guys. And so I'm going Lerone Murphy. I don't really want to spend too much time on this fight because, like, look up the card, they're sick. So we're just gonna skip ahead and move on to Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. Now listen, I really want to say that Rakic is gonna win, but I don't think he is, because he's actually kind of bad. Like, he went toe to toe with Blachowicz, and was doing all right, and then ended up getting the freak injury, which is an L. But he's never actually beaten anyone good. And I know he was beating Yuri with a calf kick, but like, he fumbled that so hard. And like, even if he is like chewing up Ankalaev's legs, what's to say Ankalaev doesn't just knock him out? Because Ankalaev's good on the feet, he's underrated. But at the end of the day, even though Rakic is pretty big, it kind of tempts me to like pick him just because he's like going to be able to maybe stop the wrestling of Ankalaev. But honestly, he can stop the wrestling, but I don't think he'll be able to stop getting pressed up against a fence, because they're both similar sizes. So even if your technique's just as good, like, he's just pressing on you, isn't it? So it's kind of hard to break the clinch there. And I think Magomed, if he's losing on the striking, which he's actually got really good striking for someone from an area of the world that usually doesn't specialise in striking, because I know this guy's like primarily a grappler. He's got really good sambo when he wants to, and he's dangerous. This guy's like really dangerous. He's actually got a solid kicking game, I think. If he uses body kicks, he'll like have to keep Rakic has to be switched on. And also the threat of the takedown, it's going to open up things for Ankalaev, I think. He's got a good 1-2. His hooks are really strong, I think. He's got a good hook game. And I'm going for Magomed. It's only three rounds, so I don't think he'll probably find a finish. I think it's a decision in classic Ankalaev fashion, unless he's fighting someone who has no chin like Johnny Walker. Guys, we only really care about the top two cards. Like, let's be honest, these two fights on the top, they're sick. So we're gonna move on. I've been waiting for this one for so long. Robert Whittaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. Now, basically, I think this goes one of two ways. Hamzat destroys him in like 3 minutes, or Whitaker wins, like maybe gets a late finish. And I really don't know who to pick. Hamzat Chimaev is a huge favourite, like a big favourite. He's like a 1.4, 1.5 to 1. I use decimal odds, sorry about that, guys. But, sorry, Americans. But, yeah, I'm so tempted to pick Whitaker. He's got solid cardio. He will absolutely outlast Chimaev in the cardio. Chimaev's cardio is pretty bad. I rewatched the Usman fight, and even though he like kind of knows he has bad cardio, because it is pretty bad, let's be honest, he has good output in the first round, so it kind of makes sense why it's bad. But he also kind of is aware of how bad his cardio is, so he's like, he won't gas completely, or at least he shouldn't, because we know in the past he's shown like restraint. For example, in the Usman fight, he used a lot of energy in the first round trying to finish Usman, and then in the second round he was like, right, basically, one round off for me, I've already got a 10-8 and I'll just try and win round 3. And that's what he did, and it worked. Was it closer than it could have been? Yeah, I think so. And his takedowns did look sloppy. So the thing is, I don't think Whitaker is going to be able to stop the round 1 Chimaev. But if he survives him, I don't even care if it's a 10-8. If Whitaker gets battered in the first round but he survives, I think he'll win. Like, if Chimaev doesn't win in round 1, he won't win this fight. That's how confident I am in Whitaker, because Chimaev is so one and done. Like, he is the most dangerous first round fighter in the UFC. Like, people were like, oh, it's Conor, it's I'm trying to fly Ngannou, but it's not. It's Chimaev. He is like the nightmare because he's so good at grappling. Like, even if you're an amazing wrestler, like look at Usman. He'd been taken down once in his entire career, and then Leon, who had back control, didn't even get a choke in or anything. Like, in one of the best positions in jiu-jitsu, he couldn't get a rear naked, and he had like 2 minutes, 3 minutes of back control, something like that. And then Khamzat literally dunks him, gets top mount, and slams him, and just like basically punches his head in for 3 minutes straight, and nearly chokes him on numerous occasions. So the guy's really good. He's way bigger than Whitaker too, which is an advantage in grappling. However, because he's obviously bigger, he needs more energy, so he's gonna gas quicker with like the same output basically. So yeah, I think if this goes past round 1, do I pick Whitaker? He's 33. Yeah, I'm going for Whitaker. He's a huge underdog. I kind of have to pick him at those kind of. I don't know. Khamzat could smoke him. I'm just betting on whether Whitaker will survive round 1 Chimaev, and I don't know. He did destroy Usman, and I know Usman's a lot of a better wrestler. I don't know. Because let's be honest, guys, Usman's way better at wrestling than Whitaker. People say Whitaker's like an amazing wrestler and stuff. I really don't think he's that good. Like, he's got decent wrestling, but like it's not Usman level whatsoever. So I'm just kind of scared that he won't actually survive and he'll get TKO'd. I don't think he'll get subbed, but I think he'll get TKO'd. So yeah, it's really tricky. I'm going Chimaev. Chimaev round 1 TKO. I think he'll just get him into top mount and just TKO him actually. I just don't think Whitaker's going to survive that first round. I'm sorry, guys. I'd love it if he did. I will be rooting for Whitaker. I like Chimaev as well. I think he's cool. Showing a bit more of a chill side this weekend, but in the pressers and stuff. But I just don't think Whitaker can survive. But if he does, he'll win. He'll definitely win, and a late finish is on the cards, because Chimaev's stand-up is kind of no, it's not bad at all. It's good, but like when you're against Whitaker, you have to have at least 8, like out of 10, at least 8 to hang with him. And Chimaev's is like an 8 when like a 7 or like an 8 kind of. And when he's gassed, it goes way down to like a 5. Like his stand-up's just so much worse, which is normal because everyone does that. But Whitaker doesn't gas, so his is just like consistently an 8 or an 8.5. He's got really good striking, so he's always dangerous. He's got that good 1-2 and then the head kick afterwards. And yeah, even if he doesn't finish him, he'll definitely win rounds. He'll win 3, 4, and 5 if the fight makes it that far. I have no doubts about that, regardless of what happens in the first 2 rounds. So yeah, I'm going Chimaev by round 1 finish. It hurts me to say it, but it's true. As for the main event, I was rocking with Holloway, but I just don't know if I can pick him. I mean, like, he is beatable. You know, this guy's got a blueprint to be beaten, and he actually struggles with like people built like Topuria, which is kind of weird because he's really tall. It's like he forgets how to use his range. It's weird. He does better against people the same size as him, which is really confusing. But yeah, I think the Max fight has like maybe tricked a lot of people. Not the Max fight, the Gaethje fight has tricked a lot of people, and you got to realize that I just don't think Gaethje was ever that good. I never rated him that highly, and yeah, Holloway's good, but he's better than Gaethje. You know, that's the bottom line. He's better than Gaethje, and you know, yeah, I can't see Holloway finishing Topuria. So there's immediately one way of winning the fight gone for him, because Topuria's got a decent chin. I mean, he's only been dropped once in his entire career. It was by Jai Hybrid, which was a bit worrying. However, I wouldn't rule Holloway out of this, because Ilia Topuria, like, he's looked pretty decent in his career, but I think people kind of forget, like, he lost the first round against Volk, and he was losing the second round against Volk until he got the knockout. And that sounds like such a stupid thing to say, but like, if you were watching a fighter who lost basically 4.5 rounds of fight and then got a knockout in the last like 2 minutes, you'd think, oh, he's going to fight someone better now and probably lose, even though he won. And that's kind of like the vibe that Topuria was giving off. Even though he smoked Volk, he was losing to Volk. But the problem is, I don't think Holloway will play the game that he needs to play to beat Topuria, because it's a kick game and he needs to teep him. I think he needs to teep him so he can't get in close, push him up to push him up to the fence. And I don't think he's going to do that. He needs to spin kick a lot in this fight, because that would help. But problem is, you kind of open up the back of your head to get in like a punch, so it's risky against someone who hits this hard. I don't think he's probably going to knock Max out, to be honest. And yeah, I mean, people say like Ilya masterclass Josh Emmett, but to be honest, Josh Emmett should have been out of there. You know, I remember watching that fight. I watched that live on my channel with like viewers, and even though Ilia Topuria like 10-7'd him in one round, how did he not finish him? Like, that's kind of worrying in itself, you know. So yeah, I do think Ilya's going to win, probably a decision, but Max could also win. Like, we've never really seen Ilya tested in later rounds, because like Josh Emmett was dead basically. He was like a walking corpse after round 2. So yeah, I haven't got entire confidence in Topuria, like 65%. But I mean, Max could make it tricky. But like I said, he struggles against people who are short for some reason. The hands, he doesn't have a whole lot of power. Like, obviously he can knock him out, but like, it won't probably be one and done, you know what I mean? You're not going to see like an overhand right nearly as flat out, like Josh Emmett and Bryce Mitchell, you know what I mean? That's never going to happen. I think he needs to kick a lot, leg kick a lot, because Topuria's got a wide boxing stance, and also Volk was chewing his leg up with success after like the first 3 minutes, because then it was like Topuria was winning, then he was. So I think if Max rocks in a leg kick heavy game, I think he'll win, but I don't think he is going to rock a leg kick heavy game. So we'll see. Hopefully he does. I want Max to win this. Nothing against Topuria, like I think he's cool as well, but like I just like Max Holloway because like he's one of the fan favorites. Let's be honest. So yeah, if Max has a leg kick heavy game, he'll win this fight. I'm pretty confident in that. Unfortunately, I don't think he will. But then again, you know, his gym, they're not idiots. They know this stuff. They know it better than me. I'm going to be honest. I'm just a YouTuber. I don't get paid for this. Well, I don't on their level anyway. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm back. Tiz is back. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the main card, the predictions for all of these fights on the screen right now. And yeah, I'll read every comment. Try to reply to all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe. And yeah, I hope you liked the video. I'll see you guys next time. So yeah.